Hello everybody, welcome back. clipsvh here once again, and we're back in East Origin. We're playing as Hugo still. When we left off, we defeated the last boss. Obviously enough. And now we're in this new level. It's a sandy place, deserty place. I call it a deserty place. I'm gonna break this pot, because why not? So we're gonna jump right in. This guy is annoying, but he's fine as long as he doesn't get close to you and do his spinny thing. He'll shoot his little projectiles, but you're mostly safe from that if you stand still and you're at a safe enough distance, because they just go right around you. It's like his projectiles go out of their way to not hit you. So this part of the game is where things start to get a little tougher, mostly because the enemies start getting a little stronger and a little bit tankier. So we want to be careful, so we don't die. I sometimes tend to forget that Hugo doesn't have much distance on his skills. That's why they're not as good. I don't think. Yeah, running into those spikes is not fun. So notice right off the bat, we're doing less damage to these guys. It's all good, because like I said before, a fire element's going to be our best friend for the next couple of bits. We got a long little stretch here, and we can fall off. So that's like one of those moments I like to switch the D-pad, just to keep myself from falling off, even though it's not really hard not to fall off, but better safe than sorry, you know. So we got this weird kind of like icy sand. And there's some SP in case we needed it. And the icy sand is weird because we slip and slide like it's ice. Except it's not. Anyway, so we have this little emblem here, and that can only mean one thing. We're going to need to use the Mask of Eyes. And now we're going to take it off so we can see the enemy here. Alright, so there were 3 ways we can go, and I took the left because there's a couple things we're going to need here. First, we're going to get this evil ring, and that's going to become a little relevant later. Not too far off in the realm of later, but it's going to be important later. There's also a key here that we need. Make sure you dodge those spikes, because it's really annoying when you get hit by one. Mostly because you get knocked down, and then you gotta take your time to get up, because Hugo's not really all that good at doing that cool action hero backflip on your feet thing. And by that I mean like when they're flat on their ass and they kind of do this like little kick with their feet and they're back on their feet. Anyway, that's the marble key I was talking about that we're gonna need. Oh, there's more spikes here. And that one just knocked me right off. That's great. Come on, make up your mind, man. Do you want me to kill you or not? It was just a ruse. It was just a clever ruse. He wanted me to get hit by those spikes. And I'm going to save here because it'd be a real shame to have to start doing things all over again. Like I said, this is when the game gets a little tougher, so you want to make sure you save often at this point. Also, make sure you fight the monsters, because they're going to give you some cool XP, and you're going to want that, because leveling up is not a bad thing in this game. Also, if you actually take the time to fight most of the monsters you come across, you should have like enough XP that like you shouldn't feel like under-leveled or anything, so hey. It's just one of those good things to do. Alright, so first I'm going to go this way to the left. And I'm going to go up here, because I'm curious, and there's a pot. And there's also this little fenced-off way there, but we can't really get there. There's another way to get there, so don't worry. First I'm going to get to this chest that we couldn't get to in this room, and that's going to have the Rotafruit in it. And the Rotafruit we're going to give to a Roo, obviously, but we need to find the Roo first, and the Roo is actually pretty close. Now, there's another way in this room we can go. We can go to the right. But there's a little problem with going to the right, and I'm about to show you what that problem is. There's a chest up there, but here's the thing. We can't get up there. There's gotta be something that can let us get up there, but I just wonder what it is. There is something that'll let us get up there, and we're actually gonna find it really soon. Let's get right to it. In fact, first let me kill these slimes first. Patience is the name of the game in this tier. We're going to see that a little later, though. And save first, because I personally don't like doing things over and over. Now, this room is going to be a little bit of a hassle, so I hope you're ready. Out of this sand is going to come some undead monsters, and they're not very friendly. The problem with them is that when you die, they don't die permanently. They're kind of like dry bones from Mario, and they're kind of annoying to deal with in that respect. But if you're careful, you shouldn't have to deal with too many of them. Now, you can't leave the room to dip in case of, you know, you might die. The problem with that is these red glowy guys that you need to kill, like we've discussed before, are going to respawn, and I'm in trouble already. Now, in this case, it is pretty easy to die, so you need to be, like, on the ball here. I'd actually go out on a limb and say it's a little easier to die here than on some of the boss fights, because at least some of the boss fights, there are discernible patterns in which you can easily avoid, but if you get swamped by these undead monsters, you're kind of boned. Ha 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 ha. And there's the Roo. But we can't get to the Roo! So there's only one other option that we can take, and that's to go to the left. There is a way to kill those undead creatures, but we're gonna stumble upon it a little later. And that's another level up. Level ups are good, because they make you better. Remember, higher level is better than a lower level. Don't be a low level plebe. Unless you're doing some kind of crazy, like, challenge run where you beat the game on, like, level 1 or something, then you don't ever level up ever in your life. Ever. Guess these guys aren't so tough. We just need to stay a safe distance away from them so they don't do their spinny thing, and their projectiles will pretty much go out of their way to avoid us. Until they decide to do the spinny thing. Then you want to get the hell out of there like I didn't. But, you know, like I said in the last video, do as I say, not as I do. I do apologize, just want to take that guy out before we move on to this door. And this is what we need the marble key for, and that's why we need to go to the left first. Now we got these guys. Now, these guys are glowy red guys, and that wouldn't be so much of a problem if they didn't throw bombs at us and it wasn't so easy for them to kill us. Luckily, some of them will drop these herbs, so that should keep us alive. And when they're all dead, they'll trigger this, that chest to appear. And that's important, and we want that chest. And the reason why is that this gold bracelet is going to give us the ability to double jump. I don't know why the hell I almost said jubble dump. That sounds gross, actually. Don't ever say jubble dump. So double jumping is pretty simple. You just hit the jump button again when you're in midair. It can also give you extra air if you happen to fall off an ledge. So if you fall off, you can get right back on. Alright. Moving on. Oh, there's a jump coming up. I hope I can make it. Oh, I made it. And that's a ruby for our fire element, and that will strengthen our fire element. And we're back in this room again. We're back in the room that was to the left. I wouldn't really call it backtracking when all the rooms are kind of interconnected. I don't know, you might think differently, though. I don't like these roaming around spike pillars. They're kind of... They're not the most... Yeah. Alright, so we should have everything in this room, so we should be good to go. You know, if these guys don't feel like killing me first. You know what? Fine. Keep me knocked down. You're gonna get hit by my flaming eyes anyway. It doesn't matter. And right back up the stairs we go. Now, I feel like that was quite a bit to do, and it's quite a bit to have to redo, so I'm gonna save again. I'm kind of paranoid when it comes to that kind of thing. You don't need to save as much yourself, but, you know, that's just me, and that's just me doing the things that I do. I'm kind of used to games where you have to manual save, and so I always save whenever I can, whenever I do something that I think is going to be a big hassle to redo, because I don't like to have to redo stuff a lot. It's kind of one of the reasons I don't like grinding, which is one of the reasons I like this game so much, because it doesn't have very much grinding. You never really feel like you have to grind. Unless you're specifically going for achievements and unlockables and stuff, in which case you kind of do, just a little bit. So we're going to give the Roo the Rotafruit. And the Roo is going to give us something really good. It's going to give us some Elder Shoes, and that's going to be new leggings, and that's really nice. Thank you, Roo. You're such a good guy. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to equip them right away. That'll give us some more defense, and that's good, because it'll help us stay alive longer. Look at that, there's sand coming down on these outer walls of the tower. I think that's kind of cool, honestly. And that is a heck of a view over there to the right. View of fog and miasma and clouds. And you know, it's not much of a view. But anyway, we got some dialogue to catch up on. It's been a while. You know, Rhea, you can't just, like, say, you know, watch out, they're closing in, and then just hover yourself to safety and just leave it hanging down there. That's not very goddess-like. Maybe it's Greek goddess-like, I don't know. Hugo... Come on, Hugo. You're the one who started trouble last time. Don't say something like that. So, we've been given these silver chimes by Rhea, and the good thing about that, Rhea, is that we can actually kill these undead creatures now. These bugs are a little annoying because they can hit us, and it's not good that they can hit us. It's never good that they can hit us. But the problem is they don't do too much damage, but they do just enough that if we get swarmed by them, they're going to be a real problem. So I like to take my time when dealing with them. This room's gonna be annoying. It's got bugs and bomb guys and all these spinny spikes that will just do that, and it's not the best thing in the world. Especially if you run right into the spiky pillars like that, like I just did. So, you know, make sure you don't do that. And I would have sworn that I should have been okay, but, you know. I guess this spiky pillar decided, no, you're not okay. So these bombs, if they hit you directly, they blow up. If they don't, then they take a bit to explode, and you don't want to be there when they do. And this button will unlock that door we need to go down through, in. move out of the way of this spiky pillar, and I get hit by bomb. Anyway, through this door. This section's kind of cool. Mostly because it's got a little bit of going left and right, and little platforming and elevators that we have to activate. And hey, look, that's the area we were over in before down there. That's kind of neat, if you're into that kind of thing. Got a chest right over here, and wow, okay. You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. We got another Salset and Panacea, so I'm going to take that. If you don't remember what the Salset and Panaceas do, for every one we take, it'll increase our max health. So that button will activate this lift, and we're going to have to take that lift to go up to the next level, and then up there we're going to have to activate another lift to take us to the next room. So we can go to the right, left, and oh! It almost didn't matter, because I almost went down with the lift. So I guess the lift made my decision for me. I'm going to go to the right first. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of platforming and avoid those spikes. And in this chest is some more SP, in case you needed it. So now there's a couple ways you can go about doing this. You can either platform, like I just did, or you could just jump down to the bottom and get the lift on the way back up. But that's a little bit more time consuming, so I decided to platform. On this side, we've got the button that'll activate the next lift to go to the next level up. So I'm going to hit that button. We need to hit that button because this will progress, and you know the deal by now. You've played video games before, I assume, maybe, perhaps, unless you got some kind of thing where you don't have hands and you watch Let's Plays in order to vicariously play games, in which case, nothing wrong with that. But I mean, like, you've seen video games before in that case, and like, like you should know how they work by now. Anyhow, this lift, it'll take us to some stairs and yeah. Now we're going to have to go upstairs with a bunch of these guys, and it's kind of annoying with the stairs and a bunch of these guys, because they can just throw their bombs all over the place, and then they'll roll down, so if you're below them, you gotta kind of watch out. Luckily, they're dropping herbs quite often, and I'm leveling up quite often, so health doesn't seem to be much of a concern right now. So this is why I want to keep these silver chimes equipped for a while, and for a decent bit for the next tier too. There are still a lot of undead creatures that we are going to have to beat. Now we can go to those... Let me speak properly. We can go to that set of stairs to the left, but there's really no reason to do so. The reason why is because we need a key. With the double jump we can easily get out of the sand, but before, without the double jump, we would have needed some kind of lower platform to kind of get ourselves up. So the double jump is going to be really helpful, especially with this quicksand. I'm going to kill this last guy before we move on. And here we are. This is the way to Rado's Annex. Rado's Annex. Rado's Annex. Look, the only thing I know where I'm for sure... Oh, Seam! The only thing I know for sure with my pronunciation here is ease, okay? But anyway, here's the Annex, and that's where we think Feena is. So, Hugo's gonna go in like a big hero and try to save her. And also, he hates the Knights for some reason, so he doesn't want to wait for them. We're gonna activate the statue, we're gonna save. Seems like a smart thing to do, in my opinion. Now, if we were playing as Unica, we'd see Hugo along with a couple of the other magicians, and they talk about how there's some kind of really powerful evil presence coming from the Annex, and they're too scared to go in. Unica, not really knowing magic or knowing how to use magic anyway, doesn't feel the same kind of presence, and so she has the courage to be able to just go in. Here, it's because Hugo is kind of a... It's because fucking Hugo. See, that's how you know she's really evil. Because she makes jokes like that. Because bad guys always make jokes like that. Or insults, rather. So it doesn't matter if we play as Unica or Hugo, this is the boss we'd have to fight here. Sometimes they're different, they're not always different. Fun fact, this part of this boss battle is meant to mirror the first boss from East 1. I know I say that in a way that makes it sound like I'm an asshole, but I'm not even kidding about that. Anyhow. So this guy is kind of all over the place. He's throwing, like, everything he can at you, so it's not the easiest thing in the world to avoid all of his attacks, but it's doable. He's kind of one of those bosses that are only really hard if you kind of let him be really hard. He'll also change up his pattern as his health goes down, like every other boss does, and I just stupidly walked into the fire. He teleports, he changes the formation of his little magical turrets, and eventually they start shooting different kinds of projectiles, like they already have shot different kinds of projectiles. If you're in the outer circle, he'll do his little, he'll do those big circles. Well, he's more likely to do them anyway, not so much that he'll only do them if you're out there. And now they're shooting little tiny bullets that you don't want to get hit by, because just that littlest bit of shmup, just that littlest bit of Danmaku, it wouldn't be Ys otherwise, would it? At least of all the Ys games I've played so far. When I first started this, I was only like, what, 3? Now I've played like 6 games. Oh, this isn't good. I'm about to die. Wow, not really about to die. I wonder if I can win this in the state of really about to die. It keeps looking like it's getting really close, doesn't it? Oh, that's weird. See, the problem there is I ran out of boost just as I perform that skill. This boss is almost just about done, but I haven't been able to get any really good shots at him. And he really is just all over the place with these projectiles, and it's kind of scary to fight him because you don't want to die, but at the same time, like, you want to beat him. I think if I can get a couple more good pot shots at him, I think we should be golden. We'll level up and we'll get our full heal and we'll be all good. There we go. Okay, so maybe we didn't level up, but we did get our full heal, so... Hey. You know, 1 out of 2. You gotta take what you can get. I like how the game said woman's voice, as if it could have been anybody else at that moment in time. Yes. Yes, Hugo. I mean, I might be kind of wrong there, but I can't let any opportunity to make you feel bad about yourself pass. At least not until you start being cool. The second you start being cool, Hugo, I'll support you all the way. Okay? It's a deal. I will put $10 on it. If I don't follow through, then I have to pay everybody who views this video $10. Oh, Hugo, you were gonna shoot that door with all the power you... Okay, go for it. That didn't work out very well. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Hugo, just stop. I agree. Yeah, you know, those real bad eggs that mercilessly slaughter people. Those are some that term like bad egg is totally appropriate for that. You do you, Epona. I don't care. Uh, she's about to get more than she bargained for. We're in for a flashback. Or, you know, you could be proud of being related to a guy who, you know, was so cool. I mean, okay, I mean, like, the demon thing now, like, I guess you could feel mad about that, but, like, god damn it, Hugo, you're one angsty motherfucker. Hugo, you got that, like, you said that whole story and you didn't even get the moral of your own story. How does that even happen? Well, you know, Ipon, he's angsty anime man. His emotions are bound to come out of the floodgates, sooner or later. Alright, and I think that's about all we'll have for now. That was a little long, but it was a little dialogue heavy. I'll see you all next time.